you know, he's like something's different, and
Wait,
you're
you
like,
have a different.
so wait, you actually don't know if this is a different hat,
No, I said you have a different hat on.
but you said it with a question mark, and I said you and Howard Cosell remind me of each other.
Oh, why? Because we ask a question and it's not really a question.
No, because you're the master of the obvious.
Why do you have a different hat on?
Oh, that's a good question because this is like my Travis Kelsey look.
Got it. Got
I
it.
don't want to be like him because I don't like him, but it's my
What?
Travis Kelsey look.
Well, let's start right. What? Why don't you like him?
Oh, come on. Let me ask you the question this time. Do you like Travis Kelsey?
Yeah, I don't. I don't dislike him. Like he's a great player. There was a point in the last 6 games, probably for the Kansas City Chiefs, where he took the game onto his shoulders at some point for either a series or a couple series. He made a big difference, and then he's he's just a fun guy. Seems like he's not my favorite guy in the world, but I don't dislike him. He's in the middle there for me.
Give me Christian McCaffrey. That's my kind of guy.
But yeah, I mean, if you ask me one of those two guys if I'd want to hang out with, it'd be
No, no,
McCaffrey.
but it is a different question if you talk about Travis Kelsey as a player. I think as a player, he's really amazing. I just don't like that whole persona thing. I don't like it. I don't like and this is completely different if you remember last week my Super Bowl pick. It was very
Right.
different. I wanted the Chiefs to win. I didn't like the performance on the stage, and I didn't like the post game performance since the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it is a little bit too bro heavy for me.
Yeah, me too. And that's really all I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And then when you couple that, and you remember, and I think you might actually remember this. I said it was good for the NFL, the Taylor Swift thing.
Yes.
And remember, I said it's what Roger Goodell has tried to do for so long, and to
Yes.
expand his audience. Wasn't it interesting that people are saying that now? And in that, I think I said it first. But the thing is about that, Colin, I think it might end up hurting Taylor Swift's brand because we're seeing her completely different than what made us like her.
You're seeing an innocence wiped away?
Kind of. Yeah, like all American girl, core values, down to earth, all those wonderful things and attributes that I think and even if we deify them, and I'm not sure that's the right word,
Right.
but I think she was a really really big inspiration. But I'm seeing her slam beers.
Right.
I'm seeing her in a club at the Wynn after the game, with a drink in her hand. I mean, look, that's normal, and that's not a criticism to be normal. And it's not even a criticism. It's just I hope it doesn't hurt her brand. The things that made us like her, she's going to turn around and tell us we were wrong.
I'll concede this, whether you like it, hate it, or wherever, somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
There has been, for her, forget about Kelsey for a minute. For her, there has been, over the past month and a half, an image shift to a different, that caters to a bit of a different audience, and one that has a bit of a different edge to it. There's no question about that.
Okay, and I agree with that. And somebody said, well, she needs to update her image, but I don't think she does. She just came off of the biggest grossing tour ever in the history of music, and why would we want to change that? I don't think I would want to change it, and I'm not sure she's consciously changing it.
No, in the search to be regular, I think she became something that she really isn't.
I don't know, but who is she then? Who really is she?
I think she's actually the former and not what she is now. I think she's changing a little bit to cater to her boyfriend.
I think so too, and that's the other reason I don't like Travis. Yes, I think so too. And what I saw Travis and his brother, I mean, I thought originally his brother was pretty cool too, but like you said, too much bro stuff, man. That's too much bro stuff. Fist pump, macho. I mean, would I want to run into Travis Kelsey in a dark alley? Probably not, but I'd still beat him.
Well, yeah. Well, no, like I think this is fascinating because, okay, like you have a daughter. And if she changed her persona was different around a guy that she was dating, you'd immediately say, well, that's probably not the right guy for you.
100%.
Right? If she could be herself around that guy,
That's
and
right.
it feels like she's found that guy,
Yep.
then you could say, well, that's probably the person who you best interact
Yep.
with, and it's good for you.
Yeah. Well, Taylor Swift, if you know anything about Scooter Braun, he wasn't the best choice either. That was her prior boyfriend.
I
Right?
don't know anything about any of these guys.
Well, the Scooter Braun thing, like then he sued her for her library, and he tried to claim her music library was his, and yeah,
Oh,
that didn't go well. But
no.
then that's an artist's biggest possession is their library.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the one thing. Now, if can we talk about the game?
I'd love to. What did you think?
Well, see, you ask me the questions all the time.
Okay.
This is why I'm not getting better.
All right, you asked me the
I
question.
need to be a better interviewer, and you don't let me.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm a good conversationalist, though. We can talk.
Well, what's the question?
Well, the question is there anything specific about the game that you would have done different that might have changed the outcome?
No. And I would like Shanahan's getting a lot of guff for not taking the football first. I thought his defense was really tired. I thought it was the right move, and I thought his tactic was okay. I thought the better team won, and I thought that in the end, we're seeing what we've seen and what we knew we would see. If it came down to a close game, Patrick Mahomes is going to he's the guy at the end that's going to find a way to lead his team to a victory. You know, the one thing that played out differently than I actually thought Mahomes was going to end it in regulation and put his team in the end zone instead of getting stopped and kicking a field goal.
Yeah, I thought so too. But that was a smart move.
Yeah.
I mean, that really, in hindsight, it was a smart move. But so, and I don't want to be, second guessing Johnny here, but at the time, and I know Shanahan's getting some grief over this, but at the time, I said, defer. Do not take that ball first because you will need to know where you are. You can only know that by because if you put that ball in Mahomes' hands last, you're going to lose. And he's going to score that touchdown. He's just not going to lose. And so I would have deferred that. They would have known then. And it's just a little bit more intensity on scoring a touchdown when you know you have to score a touchdown.
I get that. And that's a brilliant argument. And it really is. And it's all hindsight. I look at how San Francisco's defense had just been on the field 2 times in a row for a lot of plays. And he has to say, well, if I put him on a third time, Mahomes is going to go right through them. I'm going to at least allow them a little bit of a break.
Yeah. Another good friend of mine, and actually we should have him on the air with us, but it's Chris Letang. And Chris was here the other day and we were talking about the game. And he made an observation. And his observation, I think, was pretty obvious. But he said when you looked at Christian at the end of the game when they gave him the ball, he was gassed.
Yep.
He was gassed. He had nothing left in the tank. And so, he should have sat out the play before. He should have been allowed to have an opportunity to get his mojo back. But he was gassed. And that was Chris's observation. I thought it was a pretty good one.
Yeah, McCaffrey was. And, something that doesn't go noticed enough, I think, in this run that the Chiefs are now on is how at the end of games – now, granted, it's Mahomes a lot. They do seem – whoever's in charge of this, whether it's their strength staff or whatever, they always have more left than the other team at the very end of games. That has been the case all the time.
Colin, I'm going to ask you, have you seen the video of Christian McCaffrey's workout?
Oh, it's ridiculous.
It's insane.
It's ridiculous.
I have never seen anybody do that, ever. I mean, you're right. It is ridiculous. And for a guy like that to be gassed,
right?
I probably would have had to been taken out in an ambulance if he was just gassed. I mean, my heavens.
The Chiefs outlast people. The Chiefs outlast people, and they know that they'll get you if it comes down to a battle of attrition, which is that it's just simply not recognized enough how in peak and great physical shape they're in comparative to other people who are in great and peak physical shape.
Yeah, I mean, all that said and done, but Patrick Mahomes is the immeasurable. You can't quantify his value. You just can't.
He's
He's the guy. I mean, he is the GOAT. He is the next GOAT.
he's right now. Well, first of all, if he quit today, he'd be in the Hall of Fame. And second of all, he's better than Brady, and I'll tell you why. At least in my opinion.
Yeah, go
There's
ahead.
not
Tell me about that.
there's not 1 yard, there's not 1 touchdown, there's not 1 pass, there's not 1 completion that is in question because of any kind of cheating. Like
Yeah.
nothing
Do you
suspect.
think that gets
Everything's
too much,
real.
do you think that gets too much attention?
Nope.
Cheating
Not
part?
nope. Because here's why. In baseball, why do the Houston Astros, why are they made to live under this cloud forever? And Brady is just like, we look at it different from sport to sport, and it's so strange to me.
Yeah. I'm not a Brady fan anymore either. Again, I don't like the post career part of him that I'm seeing. You see his wife Giselle, and she's all about the kids,
Mm-hmm.
right? The kids and the family. And I see Tom, and he's like, Tom the Terrible. He's out just out and about, and I'm not sure I like that in him, especially if he's going to ask us to be viewers in his new role with Fox. I think it is right.
Right.
I mean, he's coming across as kind of arrogant and cocky, and I think we all feed that. But so I really do. I prefer Patrick Mahomes for that reason. But the commercial was cute. I will say that.
Oh, the Duncan commercial was the best one.
Best commercial. And
Oh,
what I loved about it, and Kara's sitting in here laughing too. Her and I haven't talked about this, but I'm going to see what her opinion is. The best part of that was when Jennifer Lopez said, "Tom, you can stay."
right.
Who wouldn't say that to Tom Brady, right?
Oh, I know.
And Ben Affleck, like he probably wanted to hit him.
Can I tell you another observation from the Super Bowl? And I
Yes.
don't know how you feel about this. And it ended up being a big thing.
Go ahead.
We've advanced in the past decade, definitely over the past 15, 20 years, to where the makeability and even the chip shot range for kickers, it used to be a huge thing if somebody kicked a 50-yard field goal. Now it's like 52-yard field goals are automatic. The ball has not gotten, these guys have gotten bigger and stronger as kickers. It has totally changed the way offenses run because they don't have to get as many yards. That's something to me that's absolutely fascinating in our lifetime, how the kick zone has gotten deeper and deeper and deeper and totally changed games.
So what did we add for a field goal? 18 yards, 10 and 8, right?
17, yeah. 10 for the end zone, 7 for the snap.
7 for the snap. I always use 8. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So just think about that. So you're on the 45-yard line. I mean, you're kicking still less than a 60-yard field goal. So, and if you can't get to the 40-yard line, I mean, come on. You're right. I mean, it does change everything.
Before it used to be I remember when Gary Anderson kicked here, okay? It used to be a big thing to attempt a 50-yard field goal. That was the very edges of your limits. That was a big thing. That was a iffy proposition.
Yeah.
Now 50-yard field goal feels like a 35-yard field goal.
I know. And they make a big deal about it, before he's kicking it. And I'm like, wait, what? It's only a 50-yard field goal, for God's sake. But how about that extra point? That really
ended up looming large. Yes.
Large. That extra point won the game.
It certainly did.
Game doesn't end in a tie. Extra point changes it. But you know what else it did?
What's that?
It changed the betting because it was -2.
Right.
Right? Or -1.5.
Yeah.
That extra point tied the game, and you would have won that game if you had San Francisco, right? But now you didn't win that game.
Yeah,
so
flipped it.
It really did flip it.
It also made people yell and scream who had certain numbers in their block poll, I'm sure.
Oh, probably guys, that have a sports show. Probably that guy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, somebody I might know. There's somebody so I'm wearing a different hat, but you're not wearing a Ford hat.
No, you know what? I got them all ready for this weekend for the Daytona 500.
Oh, you're going to Daytona?
No, I'm not going. I'm just going to stand in my living room and yell at the television.
Oh my goodness!
We're going to 2 races this year.
Right. Okay.
We're going to Charlotte and we're going to Michigan, but it's like it's my son's Super Bowl this weekend. This is his Super Bowl.
That's fab. When is the race? Sunday?
Sunday, yep, Sunday, just about midday. But there are races that start. The duels are Thursday, and then Friday there's truck race. Then Saturday there's Xfinity, and then Sunday is the race. You know who's running Daytona 500? And he jumped in a car that somebody needed a driver for, the 15 car and a Ford. Riley Herbst is running with the big boys in the Daytona 500.
Oh man, that's so exciting! I can't wait to see how he does. He's ready. He's ready.
He might be ready. He might be. He's running 2 races. He's running the Xfinity race and the big boy race with the
I'm glad to hear that he jumped into a Mustang, because that would have been sacrilegious if he didn't.
The new Mustang. They debuted a new car.
The GT3, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, he's gonna love that car too. That car will stick. That car sticks. Wait till you see that. I'll be sure to watch it. Anything else you want to talk about?
Last thing, real quick. Who's the starting quarterback for the Steelers week 1 next year? Like we still don't know.
Oh, I think, knowing the Steelers, I'm going with predictability odds based on the Pittsburgh Steelers cultures. I'm going to go Kenny Pickett. I'm going to say they still believe. Ryan Tannehill would be a great mentor for him.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it's Kenny's lack of confidence. I don't think he does have it, but I'm wondering if he does. It's a very different look when you really look at him compared to the other really successful quarterbacks in terms of pushing the ball down the field. I'm not sure why he can't do that. Honestly, I don't. Does he doubt his throwing ability? I mean, I don't know. And then I go back to the 2 gloves on the hands. Get rid of the. Whoops, I almost said something bad.
That's all right.
Get rid of the gloves, right? Get rid of the gloves and throw the ball. And then I come back to, is there something to, why is Ronnie talking so loud? Shut up. Is it the fact that his small hands do make a difference?
I don't know, but I'm kind of with you. Like, all right, here's Kenny Pickett right here in the offseason. Here's Kenny Pickett. Then Tannehill, then Fields, then a rookie, and here's the Steelers. Then we're just going to get right back to Pickett. Like, it's going to go in this big thing, and we're just going to get right back to where we came from, because that's how the Steelers operate.
Yeah.
We're going to be tempted by all this stuff, and it's just going to land right back where we started.
Well, I saw Arthur Smith refer to Tannehill as a guy with a cannon for an arm. And that will spread the field. That will push the ball downfield. Strategically, I don't know. You probably ruin Kenny's head if he doesn't win the starting job. But I just don't think Kenny's the guy. I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers trade. Who are the quarterbacks? Is there a Ben Roethlisberger stature kind of guy in the draft?
No. I mean, yeah, but they're going to be gone.
Yeah, but is there a guy?
Maybe
that has that stature, that has the tall, the height, the weight. Is there a guy that does that?
Chicago might take him. I don't know. I don't know if that's the case. I don't. For me, no.
Okay. And I don't know. I don't know what the physical status is of those players, but if there is, I would tell you the Steelers will make every effort to get that guy, because I think they want to repeat the Ben Roethlisberger model. And it's hard to not beat that.
You're right about that. Oh, it just hit me. That Mustang's the Black Horse, I think.
Dark Horse.
Dark Horse.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So my son has been raving about it. Dark Horse.
I think I have one in West Mifflin. I think I have a Dark Horse in West Mifflin.
Oh, you could probably hear it in Duquesne City when they started up.
That's really a cool sound. It is.
Yep.
Where's Duquesne City? Oh, Duquesne, the city.
Yeah, Duke, the Dirty Duke. Yes, great place. I love it. Duke, it's a great place. It is.
Well, I grew up in Munhall, so I'm familiar with it.
Gotcha. All right. Well, good stuff. Yeah, I say Pickett. You say Pickett. Same thing. And we're going to be back where we started from.
But are we going to sign Ryan Tannehill?
No, and here's why.
You don't think we'll sign him?
Because I want him to, but his agent's going to say, you need a promise that you're going to go there and be a starter. He's
No,
not going to come.
No, he won't. He knows he's not. He knows he's not a starter at this point in his career. I think they sign him as a number 2. I think it's very upfront, very straightforward, because he would be a great. Imagine if he would have gone in the game when Pickett got hurt instead of Mason Rudolph. And Mason Rudolph, everybody thinks did great. I don't think he did great. I think he did better, but I don't think he did great. Okay.
I just wonder if he wants to be somebody's backup and mentor because he saw what happened to Mason Rudolph here.
No, I think he'd accept that. And I think it would be a great role for him, especially if he believes in himself. And especially if he looks at Kenny Pickett the way we do, thinking he's probably not the guy. So he would probably just wait for his opportunity and then absorb it. I think that. Now the third string, but then we didn't talk about Justin Fields.
Not going to happen, I don't think. I think it's a pipe dream. I'd like it to.
But is it an upgrade?
Yes, 100%. It's an upgrade.
If it's an upgrade, why would Chicago part with him?
Because they're going to draft a quarterback, and they want to draft a rookie quarterback.
They just drafted him 2 years ago.
I'm telling you, 3 years ago, because they want to go with
everything. It makes me crazy.
Because they just want to go with someone else.
That makes me crazy. People,
well, I make myself
crazy because he knows everything. I don't know anything compared to him.
They just want to move on. They want a clean slate. They want to start over.
Why?
I'm just because they got a whole new offensive staff. They want.
But look at Stroud. Look what he did in Houston.
Right.
I mean,
with a new head coach, a new offensive coordinator, new quarterback. Yeah. I
don't know. I'd like to see Justin Fields. I really don't see Chicago getting rid of him.
We'll see. I think that they're going to trade him to New England. They're going to trade him to New England.
Omar Khan. Richard Omar, are we going after Justin Fields? He said no. Omar,
there you go.
What's happening? Do you think Colin's a good radio host? Oh, no. He said, yeah, you kind of are.
Fair.
Okay, Omar, goodbye.
Perfect.
He's so exhausting.
Well, have a nice Daytona 500 weekend.
You too. Tell my son I wish him the best. Enjoy
my son.
Yeah, that's what I said. Did I say my son? Did I say my son?
Maybe. Now we're in a world of trouble.
Oh, boy. Oh, okay. Goodbye.